Do we look at the camera?
No, not at all. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Rapids Captain's Corner, joined by MacKay and Tyler Boivin. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
How are things?
Good.
Busy day today. Big announcement.
Oh yeah, not gonna be playing for a little while now.
So you guys were off until the 13th of January, anyway, right?
Yeah, we had from now
A
until
little bit of a layoff. So hopefully, a couple of weeks, and it'll probably affect that game. But I can't imagine it's going to affect too many more. Hopefully, after that, as long as we stay active and everybody takes care of what they're supposed to be taking care of, wearing your mask, washing your hands, keeping your distance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about the win streak.
Yeah.
So that was pretty exciting. 7 games in a row. Biggest win streak in team history. I think that even going back to Woodstock.
Is it?
Really?
I think so. No,
Yeah, we weren't really looking that far back.
No, I mean, I think it was great for all the boys. We lost a few games at the beginning of the season in shootouts. I mean, we only have two losses in the season in regular time. So, I mean, we've had a point in 12 of our last 14 games or something like that. So, I mean, getting 7 in a row is for sure a boost in our confidence for the team and
for sure.
moving forward.
For sure. And 2 big overtime shootout wins against Edmonton. What's that feel like?
Rivals always feels good against them to get a win, but like that one game we came back, couldn't finish her off, but felt good to get those 2 at the start and kept it rolling.
Yeah, and a big goal for you and the 30th there just before New Year's.
Well, I was lucky enough to put it in, then Boiter stole the show, so it was a good win, good team effort. We came back, and it was a good win.
So 4 games at home so far this year. What's it like playing on the road compared to playing at home? And what's the crowd like in those other places?
Well, it's different for sure. Starting off on the road like that so long, we're lucky to get all the win streak and stuff. That really helped, being on the road, and then we come back home. We finished off in December. It's I think all 5 of our games were at home. So
Yeah.
that was good. On the other hand, we weren't traveling that close to Christmas. And got a lot of the road trips out of the way.
Yeah. So Tyler, you didn't get to go home at Christmas time. Maddie, were you
No.
here, or did you get to see your family a little bit?
Originally, when we went Orange, I think it was, we got to go home for, I think it was 5 days. And then there was 4 of us that came back and quarantined in the same house until we got tested and we got out in time for our game after Christmas. We were in quarantine house for Christmas. I think a lot of us did our early Christmas at home with our families.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, it's nice that you can get away. And Tyler, were you technology using that to keep in touch with your family over?
Yeah,
over
for
break?
sure. My billets were nice. Were really nice to me, and they really. I was really part of the family for their Christmas, so they brought me their family for their Christmas dinners and stuff. So that was really nice. And yeah, I was on FaceTime quite a bit with my family, Christmas morning, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. It's unfortunate that I can go home, but my billet took good care of me, and I'm here to play hockey, so I'm glad that we can still play. So
For sure. No. Let's talk a little bit about billet families, and for those of you joining us, welcome. We're seeing our viewers go up here, so that's good. And if you guys have questions, there's a little comment section there. You can type in a question, and we'll do some Q&A here as we go. But let's talk about billet families. So being away from home can't be an easy thing.
Yeah.
And I know the billet families in town are awesome. So talk to me a little bit about your experiences, both here and previous experiences you've had with billet families, and what's that been like for you?
I haven't really had much of previous experience, but I was lucky enough to have really good billets when I first came here, and I've been sticking with them it's my 3rd year with them now. But yeah, they're awesome. I love it. They make it feel like home since day one, and they're really part of the family now. My parents come up, my siblings, and they all stay at the house, and we all feel welcomed, and they come down. Sometimes in the summer they'll visit. And it's kind of just one big family.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done a few billets. I've been bit all over the map the past 2 years. Not all over the map, but I've played for a few teams. Billets, they do a great job just to welcome in. It's a big responsibility, you're welcoming a stranger in, but like Maddie said, they make you feel part of the family. And I think my billet here, he got home. Marco and Annie and the kids, they've taken great care of me since I got here, and I can ask for more.
Awesome. You guys get your favorite meals? You put in your order, like your game day order, so you get your meal ready. And yeah,
pretty well.
Yeah, Annie makes my spaghetti 4 hours before game day every day, so she's been great for that.
Pretty set.
Awesome. All right, so let's see. We got a question here. Who's the worst golfer on the team? So earlier this year, you had your golf outing. We know who the best golfer was there, right? We had Isaac won the day, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Isaac by
really
far.
good.
Yeah. So who's the worst golfer?
I mean, there's a few.
I mean,
Who was there?
you guys didn't even have clubs.
Yeah. I mean, we had Abbott on our team. He wasn't that good, but you know what? He made some clutch shot, chip-ins and stuff, and saved us, and we won at the end. So he did pretty good. But
We had my team. I think it was me and Fallow, and then we had Mossman and Cormier, and me and Fallow were sharing clubs, and then the other two were kind of taken from other people. They didn't even. We just had one big cart full of guys, so we were kind of just out there having fun. So
awesome, and those things do a lot to build team morale, right? And you know, from where I stand and watching you guys, I think this year's team, and you tell me, is this year's team closer than past teams? Maddie, you know, you've been here since the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
What's this team like compared to previous years?
Yeah, we're real close. We could tell, like, kind of right from the start, we were all like doing things together more as like one big group than kind of previous teams like go off a few guys. But yeah, we're really close this year. I find that helps a lot when it comes to like on ice play and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I can't say much about the previous teams, but from what I saw, I mean, we do a lot of things together, and we're close, and we're all working towards the same goals. So, and I think everybody's buying in to the same goal. So
sure. No, that's and being the new guy. I mean, did you feel kind of welcome?
Yeah,
as you got here.
I mean, when I got here, I knew a few boys. I had some buddies that played here, and then had some friends. I had friends that were here, so mutual friends. So kind of hit off that way, and then met the boys, and they were all welcoming and great group of guys. So it was easy to make the transition.
Awesome. Well, a couple of questions here that came through. Who's your hockey hero? We'll start with you.
Oh, hockey hero, as in like player?
Yeah.
I'd probably say the player I probably looked up the most growing up was Sidney Crosby. I remember just watching hours of video and bet on YouTube, just looking at him. And if you go on YouTube, well, you can see a bunch of videos of him at the rink the day of Sidney Crosby. So I think he's probably my hockey hero since I've been a young kid there.
Awesome. Man?
I'll have to go with Bobby Orr. I never really got a chance to actually watch him play, or I don't even know if I watched him on TV really at all. But Boston was my team, and he just was my favorite player. I always wore number 4 growing up. And yeah.
So number 4 growing up, you're wearing 77 now.
Yeah, 1 year. Someone else older probably had 4, and I think it was actually spring hockey, so we could kind of pick whatever number we wanted. And I went with 77 like Bork, and just went from there.
Gotcha. And I think we covered 74 in our preseason chat there. But
yeah, well, like Maddie, I was number 4 too growing up, and I was going to the rink. I remember going to the rink with my dad, and he's like, "Okay, well, you're picking your number today." I was like, "I don't know what number I want." And I was like, "I want number 1." He goes, "Why?" I was like, "I want to be the best hockey player." And he's like, "No, you can't take 1." So I was like, he's like, "Why don't you take 4? It's your birthday." So I was like, kind of stick to that one growing up. And then when I got older, made a few teams, and then I got cut this one season. And when I went back, got cut from AAA. So when I went to AA, someone had number 4, and only 1 year before too, I can get number 4. So I had number 7, and I was like, might as well put 2 numbers together, and kind of got 74.
Nobody's taken 74, so you're good.
Yeah, no one had 74, and then it was just kind of I don't know. For me, it was just kind of like dropping AA from AAA to AA. So like I didn't like that when I was a kid. So it's kind of like a reminder, I guess, for me. So.
Awesome. Another one here. What's your favorite part about playing in Grand Falls? So Tyler, why don't we start with you?
Favorite part, I'd probably say because it's a small city. You know, we're always all the boys together. I mean, we have great fans and everything. I've played in bigger cities, and sometimes it's not as convenient because all the boys all go do their own things. some, most of the boys have girlfriends back home and stuff like that, and they go see them. But right here, like, all the boys are always together. There's not much to do, so everything we do it together, and we have fun. So I'd probably say that.
Cool.
Kind of similar answer to that. We like elaborate on that, I guess. Like, we had to go out into the community more this year, not so much, but in the past, like, we get out to schools and stuff, so we really get to know like the community and what the fans are like. So I like that part of it.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing this year that the community is missing. Getting involved, and that's why doing things like this, kind of getting you out in front of the community, although it's virtually. But I think it's so important, and the community certainly is behind this team 100% since they came to town. But I think that, especially when you're winning, it's easy to be behind the team.
Yeah.
So, but that's great. And so who is your favorite team to play against, Matty?
I got to go with Edmonton, of course.
Yeah.
The rivalry. I like when the fans get going for that, and it's even like hypes us up even a little more. So it's always fun to play those guys.
Okay.
I'd probably say the same, or I'd probably say Hamilton, because I get to play against Braz and try and get into his head a bit. And, it's fun sometimes playing against guys that your buddies and stuff. So I'd say Eddie and Hamilton for me.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about that. So, you and Braz buddies, you're in the off season together, you come here together, and then the trade happens, and the first game back that he comes in and he's playing against you. And there was a little bit of back and forth on the ice, probably some good ribbon happening, but take us there onto the ice during the game. And what's that situation like for you?
I'm a guy that sometimes I like getting people's head and stuff, and I'm good buddy with Bra, so I was like, like tonight I'm gonna be after him, just fool around a bit, and I don't know, gave him a few little slash and a few little words, but it was all jokes and game. He did the same, but at the end of the day, if we were there to play a hockey game, he's one of my good buddies. But when we're on the ice, I want to win a hockey game, so if I gotta hit him, I gotta hit him. And if he has to hit me, he'll hit me. So it was fun. I've always played on the same team, haven't played against him, so it was a cool experience.
Is there a player that you guys look down the schedule and he's coming to town, and he's one of those guys that just he's going to get under your skin? I can see by that look, Tyler, you probably got one.
Oh, not really. I've calmed down a bit from the beginning of the season, but I like to chirp.
Yeah. And
Brad was a bit on my butt about it, but at some point. But then, no, honestly, I don't think so. Every game's different. Sometimes there's more chirping than other games, but just gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, not really something you kind of look for. Kind of just happens in the game, and can be anyone really. So just whatever comes and goes.
Okay.
Yeah, not out really looking for it.
Okay, good stuff. Hey, for those of you just joining us, feel free to write a question in the comment section there. We're doing a little bit of a Q&A with Matty and Tyler. We're just talking a little bit about the season and just kind of some things happening this year. So let's talk about funniest moments from the season so far. Is there a moment that sticks out that we can talk about without incriminating anybody?
Oh,
I guess happens on every team. Rookie Idol is kind of a fun joking around thing. And if you don't know, it's kind of a fun thing to do on a road trip after a win, kind of usually the first one of the year. All the rookies get up and they sing a song from the front of the bus and kind of do it like America's Got Talent style. You there's different rounds and you do different songs. So that's always fun.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to think. There's definitely. Oh, I got one. So Fallow, I don't remember what happened, but Fallow got really mad in the room, and he said something to one of the guys like, "I'm done with this. I'm sick and tired." And then he goes in the shower and he's he's naked and he walks in the shower and just slips and lands on his back.
Yeah.
It was just so funny in the moment. I don't know what he was saying.
All went quiet, and then you hear him and smack.
Smacking all the boys. We all started laughing.
Yeah.
Fallow's so tall, so when he just fell down.
It's a long way to go. Yeah.
He was so mad too.
He gets up laughing. So
Yeah. It was, I don't know.
That was funny.
That was funny, yeah.
So what happens in a game where maybe you guys are behind and you go into the dressing room at intermission? What kind of conversations take place there? What happens? I'm assuming Brad comes in and he says his piece, but then there's got to be a time where it's just you guys in the room. And as leaders, what do you say? What do you do with the team?
Yeah, definitely. Brad comes in kind of after. He gives us some time to cool off. But usually it's pretty quiet unless obviously something big happens or multiple, like not just the leaders will step up, like anyone can step up. We got a good team like that. Guys aren't afraid to kind of say what they're thinking, and everyone will listen and kind of take that. But it's more about like how you control it when you get back out there, and what you say in the dressing room is a huge thing.
Exactly. I mean, we know we have the team that, we can change any outcome of a game if we're down 3 goals or something like that. So I think sometimes just little words, we know something that we didn't do quite that good that period, we'll just address it. And then from there, we'll go out and we'll play our game. And obviously sometimes doesn't always end up like we want, but it's just we just have to regroup and just leave it behind us and play our game.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's another thing that, from a fan's perspective, we noticed, right? This team this year, a goal or 2 down doesn't the tent doesn't get folded and things don't get put away. And this team battles to the end. And we've seen that time and time again where there's been battling back. And, even as recently as the last game against Edmonton, 2 goal deficits twice in the game to battle back, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what happens on the bench during those times. What kind of conversations are happening there?
Kind of just always picking each other up. Yeah. When we're down like that and we know we have to score, everyone knows that. So no one's going to be pointing out the obvious. We're kind of just trying to have each other's back. Like something happens, pick him up. Like he knows what he did. He'll do better next time. And once you start rallying, it's fun. Like you get 1, you're down 1, yeah, we can score. We can get this going. And it happened twice against Edmonton. We got back in it and then kind of happened again. And we're lucky to just tied up late in the third. So.
I think we're a team that builds off energy. So, I mean, as soon as we get it's any line, as soon as we get a bit of energy going down the zone, and from there, I find the bench really picks up, and I find we believe, not that we stop believing, but we're like, okay, like we can get this, and we can get the next one. So, I mean, we can score goals. I think we've proven that since the beginning of the season. So for us, it's only 2 goals. So we'll go out. Anybody on our team, forwards as much as D's, they can put it behind the net. So as long as we play our game and we do what we want, I think we're in any game and can do good. So
awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the game on the 30th with Isaac, and talk a little bit about that situation. Obviously, thoughts and prayers are with Isaac, and some good news today that he was up moving around, that's good.
Yeah,
encouraging news.
Today,
very good. So. Yeah.
So what is that? What's that do to you guys, and what's happening around Isaac at this point?
We're always thinking of him. It's terrible what happened. And just we're always thinking of him and his family, what they're going through, especially with this COVID right now. I don't think he can have many visitors. So until he can get up and get back moving, get outside and see people and family.
Yeah. I mean, it's terrible what happened. I was on the ice when it all happened down, and as soon as we heard him scream on the ice, and then kind of got close to him, and from what he was saying, we all knew it was something bad that we couldn't mess around. So, I mean, I think the trainers did a great job to get him off the ice and all that. And obviously, we think about him. He's right beside my stall. So every day we used to have this before games. I don't know why, but I always used to put tape right beside on my right side and always be on his stall. And then he started to do the same. And to this, even today, I still do it. I mean, it's definitely different coming to the rink and he's not there, and not having him there and just mess around with him in the morning. But for sure, we think about him every day. And I think the boy's been good just reaching out. And I know for sure if it wasn't for COVID that I'm for sure you too, that we'd be down and going to see him. It sucks that it's like that right now, but the team, and we're definitely gonna find something for him to make him feel like he's still part of the team, and
Awesome. Yeah, big presence. Quiet guy, but big presence on the team. Right?
Exactly.
And definitely hoping that it's a quick recovery for him. So good. Another question here. Now that Braz is gone, who's the loudest on the team?
The loudest French guy is definitely Vinny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vinny, he sings on the bus all the time, and he's right in front of me, and I just put my earphones in. He's singing French songs. I'm like, man, what are you doing? It's 2 a.m. I go to bed.
Yeah, he could have been up there even when Braz was here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Vinny, who else can be up there? Maybe Ev.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really outgoing guy as well. So.
of a character.
Abbott too.
Yeah.
Definitely Abbott. His new accent. He loves his new accent and his terms. I think we're all talking like him now. He uses his terms and stuff, so it's funny. But
some guys joke we need like a translator, kind of get the new out of him. But
Fair enough. Trip to the off season there to Newfoundland in the off season, you'll know how to talk and get over there, right?
We'll all go fishing. We have a lot of fishermen on the team. They're always talking about fishing, so might have to go try it out.
There you go. Awesome. And so this year a little bit different in terms of the divisions, right? The way that they've restructured the divisions and stuff. Do you think it's an easier schedule, more difficult schedule, barring COVID? I mean, obviously with the interruptions, but how do you feel about the schedule that you're playing this year?
I wouldn't say it's an easier schedule. Definitely easier, like on the bodies for traveling and stuff. We only make the trip to Campbellton a few times, and we're back and forth between Edmonton and Fredericton, which is I kind of enjoy it a little more. But I'd like to get out. Like it's too bad we can't play Nova Scotia teams and like get that division and see like what their play is like. And
right.
I know like each year it's kind of usually pretty different. Like you don't play those guys much, so it's kind of fun to get over and mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know the divisions before, but like Maddie said, mostly we play mostly the weekend, so that's nice. You know, we get to practice all week, and our bodies, we work hard, but we get to rest as well. And I mean, I would like to go play Nova Scotia, see how the other teams are, how the competition is. It's too bad that we can't right now, but at the same time, I think we're the only league in Canada right now playing. So, I mean, we got to be grateful for that, too, because I wouldn't want to be home just not doing anything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So earlier this year, I guess the OHL was talking about playing a season with no body contact.
yeah.
Let's talk a little about body contact and how big of a part of the game that is. And what do you think the MHL would look like without contact?
It'd be hard to take that out of the game, really. like right now, even we're playing, we score, we can't touch hands on the bench, but we go sit down right next to the guy and be like, good shift. Like, it's the same kind of thing. And then body contact, like not hitting a guy, you're still taking a face off a couple feet away from him, or even in a battle in the corner. So I don't know how they would really take that out of the game, but I wouldn't enjoy it. That's for sure.
I mean, back home, my dad's a billet for the CCHL. He's one of their billets. And they played a few games at the beginning of the season. There wasn't contact, and he goes, "It's definitely not the same type of hockey. It takes a different aspect of the game out." And I mean, I probably I wouldn't be able to because hitting is part of my game. So it'd be like really weird going to corner and just be like, I would get so many penalties. Like I would just go in. But no, I think I mean, hitting's part of hockey. So I mean,
you've been doing it pretty much your whole career, right?
Exactly.
Change that.
So it'd be hard to take it out, and it's unfortunate about COVID and all of that. But at the same time, like Maddie said, like we're beside the guy. So like, what's the difference about like hitting? You know, like.
So COVID protocols this year, you guys are doing things a little bit differently. Obviously, when you come to the rink, talk to us a little bit about what your daily routine is in terms of keeping each other safe, and what do you guys do to kind of prevent an outbreak in the team?
Well, kind of our morning routine. We get there, we kind of write down what time we arrived, and then Norby's got his little temperature gun, and he's taking all our temperature, make sure no one's got a fever or anything. It's pretty much what we do right when we get there, and obviously wearing a mask into the rink and when we're around the room and stuff. So
I mean, we have this questionnaire too that we do every day, and I mean, it's just basic questions like how you feel and stuff. So, plus the temperature and all that. We have our masks, and if someone doesn't feel good or something like that, well, they stay home. And if it's symptoms, like a few guys got tested this year, and if you have fever, I don't know all the symptoms, but if you have one of them, you stay at home, then you get tested, and you're not allowed to come back until you get your results back. So, I mean, I think we're being pretty safe.
No, that's good, and I think it's the way to do it for sure. And hopefully, we'll continue to be able to play. I mean, a little bit of a setback for the next couple of weeks, but I think as we get through this, hopefully, we'll get back to normal.
Yeah.
Let's see who do we got here. Who's the team clown? I think we touched on this maybe a little bit earlier, but
Team clown.
Kind of goes with the loudness. Could say the similar guys, I guess.
Yeah, definitely Vinny, Habib, Mickey, yeah.
A lot of outgoing guys, like
Yeah.
joking around in the room. Even throw Petrie in there too.
Oh, definitely Petrie. He tries to throw his jokes in with Brad, and then no one's laughing, and we all laugh at him. But
so there was a bit of a joke played or a bit of a prank played on the bus. I heard coming back from one of the games.
oh.
We talk about that one a little bit.
He was
Yeah, so
mastermind behind that one.
is it the go and see Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So who do we play? Is it Miramichi or
Campbellton.
Hamilton? Yes.
Yeah.
It's Hamilton. So just got a big win against Hamilton, and something that we did when I was a rookie, and so all the vets, they all kind of go in the back, and the rookies are kind of excluded, and you go and one vet goes into the coach, and then you go and tell the coach, okay, like this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna send a rookie to ask you if we can stop and get some beer, and then so obviously what we do is we call a rookie in the back, and we're like, hey, go see coach and ask him, we had a big win tonight, like, well, ask him if we can stop for beer, I'm drink on the bus. And then obviously they come back, they're like, why don't you ask, we're like, well, like, who cares, just do it, I don't feel like getting up, like, just go.
One of our first wins too.
Yeah. So then we're like, all right, and then so yeah, who do we get? Ooh, Dolly. It was Dolly. So then we kind of sent Dolly in front. So I went in the back row. I asked MacKay and a few of the boys, like, should we do it today? They're like, yeah, let's do it. And we were thinking about who would do it and like would be a good sport about it. So we're like, oh, let's do it with Dolly. And Dolly kind of went in front, and then Brad sent him back to the sea, I think. Right? So then we're kind of wondering, like, what's going on? Like, Brad,
go with it or
yeah,
not?
yeah. So then I text Brad, we're like, get up, get mad, and stuff like that. And start screaming at the boys. And then he calls Dolly back, and then he's like, yeah, he goes, you're suspended for a week. He goes, he was saying a bunch of things.
Well, he didn't say it at first. He just told Dolly, and Dolly came back to us. He's like, yeah, I'm suspended. Like, can't do all this. And we were like, all right, yeah, we'll talk to Brad. We'll tell him it was us.
Yeah.
Like, just go sit back down. And then Brad gets up, kind of like comes to the back of the bus, trying not to laugh.
We're all laughing because
we had the lights off. We were all just looking down, and he starts just losing it at us.
And he was actually doing a good job, and we were all dying.
Yeah.
And then he goes, so who's going to take the suspensions for Dolly? And they were kind of all looking at each other. And then, we're like, then I'm like, I'll go. I'll take it. And then MacKay goes, no, I'll take it. And all the vets are like, we'll take it. And then MacKay's like, no, I'll take it. So he goes, all right, MacKay. He goes, you're taking the suspension. And then all the rookies, they don't know what's going on. Yeah. Brad is losing his mind. Even the coaching staff, they don't even know. No. So then all the rookies are like, what the hell? And some vets didn't know. Nicky had his beats on, and then he just hears Brad screaming. And then Dolly got up, and he said
something
that
made it like we all kind of went crazy after. We all kind of sat there in silence, and then Dolly got up, said something, and then everyone knew it was a joke.
Yeah, everybody knew it was a joke.
Crazy.
And definitely a few guys after were like, what the hell just happened? Like, what was that all about? So it's just funny.
He seems to be the brunt of a few things. I've been to a couple of your practices in the morning, and what's the pile-on all about that happens at the end of every practice? Beating on him.
With Dolly?
Everyone, I think, just kind of fun, just get their shots in at the end of practice. And not just Dolly, like, some guys will like fake fight, like pretend they're fighting and stuff.
Yeah, I think Dolly's such an easy target. And he takes it so well too. So I mean, it's just funny, and we just have fun with it. We just had a big practice. We take everything seriously when we practice, but after practice, we just get loose and we just have fun, I guess.
Awesome. Well, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Matt MacKay, Tyler Boivin, part of the leadership team for the Rapids this year. And we've talked a lot about what's happening this year, the season, the win streaks. So let's turn a little bit to, and if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit the subscribe button down there so you're notified of all the stuff that's going on. We got a ton of content. And speaking of content, both of you guys have been involved with a new project that we're doing called Baking with the Rapids.
Yeah.
Now, you guys haven't seen these segments yet. They're coming live. And in fact, we kind of waited until the first one of these Captain's Corners to talk about it. But tomorrow night, we're going to go live with Maddie's Baking with the Rapids session. And Matt was kind of the guinea pig. He was the first one to go. And but let's talk a little bit about sweet treats with Meredith and baking there, and a little bit about what happens before or after every game with sweet treats. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we're doing it a little different this year. So last year we would each player would say their favorite treat, and then Meredith would make it each home game, and it would be the special for that day. But this year she's making a bunch, and everyone after the game gets to have someone's treat that they picked. So my treat, I picked chocolate glazed donuts, and when I went in there, we kind of did the video that's going to be tomorrow, and made a bunch of donuts. I got to bring them home, and it was a pretty cool experience to learn that.
Now, did you share them?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't keeping them all for myself. No, I shared them around, and I had my share as well. So
okay,
leave it at that.
And before you went in there, you're not a big baking guy, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So
I'll try anything, but I won't actually make it.
Awesome. Yeah. And Tyler, you went in, and what did you make?
Yeah. Well, I asked Meredith for something Mars. I love Mars bars. So and then she told me that it was quite hard to make, and I was like, okay. So I was like, well, I love chocolate, so anything with chocolate. So then we made muffins with I don't know how you call that thing in the middle, like the jelly
filling.
Yeah, the filling, like chocolate filling.
Yeah.
And topped it off, and then with some put a Mars bar on top and some whatever. How do you call that? The little
icing.
Yeah, the icing on top with the Mars bar.
Yep.
And so I got to bring that back home. It was a cool experience. I mean, I'm not a great cook. I mean, you guys will probably see that. I pretty much make my eggs in the morning and my toast and avocado, but that's about it. So, I mean, I can do a few things, but I probably won't be making any cupcakes by myself anytime soon.
Baking's not my.
Awesome. Well, we did a mic'd up session a little bit earlier in one of the practices. We mic'd up Evan Jackson. Yeah. You guys got a chance to see that?
Yeah.
And I hear he's taking some ribbing about the Boston cream donut throughout the course of the video. Yeah. What? Tell me about what's going on there.
Well, he sits next to me in the room, so every morning he's coming in with some sort of Tim's, and for a couple of days there was Boston cream donuts and a coffee or whatever he drinks, and he wasn't feeling too good on the ice that day. I'll tell you that. I think it was second one. He got 2 of them, and we were just kind of asking him how he was feeling the whole practice, because he wasn't feeling too great after those, obviously.
Yeah. No, it was funny. Some of the guys were trying to say some stupid stuff, I guess, and just try to get in his head and get him to say some stuff. And obviously his confidence was up. He was zooming around the ice, and
he was loving it.
Yeah, he was
loving
loving
it. He's a bit of a drill breaker most times I hear. And apparently that day he wasn't so bad.
No, he was good.
No, he was good. It was definitely it was funny. All the boys were kind of messing with him, throwing water at him, just trying to get him to say something funny or do. He was on camera too, so I mean, anything for content, right? So
definitely had to edit a few things out, I'd say.
Yeah, there was a little bit of editing that had to happen there, but it wasn't too bad. It's been fun. We the gear is fun to play with, and I think it just brings another level of kind of behind the scenes and showing the fans what happens and get a little bit of hearing, get to hear a little bit about what's going on the ice.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about music. What music do you guys have to get pumped up, and what's your favorite song to get you pumped up before a game?
I mean, in the room, we probably listen to rap most of the time before games. I mean, during practice, Abbott puts his music from his Newfie music, and then Pimmer loves it. There's a few guys that love it, but sometimes like, hey, Nikki, you got to switch to that, man.
A lot of country as well, like when we're just kind of hanging out or chilling around the room afterwards as well. So I personally don't really have a favorite song like for a game, but whatever the guys put on, I'm okay with.
Yeah, no, I have a song. It's These Days by Mike Stud and Stroman. I don't know. I've liked the song since like high school and just kind of stuck with it. And I listen to going to the game, but besides that, I just listen to whatever like who's on aux, and I'll listen to the rap that they play before a game.
Cool. How much of the music that gets played during the game do you guys hear in between face-offs and that kind of thing?
Probably not on face-offs, but I find sometimes on the bench, if there's a good tune, I'll start singing a bit.
I find sometimes I won't even like notice when I'm actually listening to it, and then during the play, I'll kind of have it in my head, and I'll be like singing it to myself or mouthing it to myself.
Yeah, especially when it's good songs, sometimes you look at someone beside you and they're kind of singing too, and then you just look at each other and just kind of go, but
kind of a Matthews Marner living on a prayer moment.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. I mean, when I'm on the ice, I probably won't sing, but when I'm on the bench, sometimes it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So what's hockey like after the season here, guys? What's in store?
Hopefully school somewhere. Play for school, get the education as well, and see where that goes from there.
What are you looking to do?
Still not sure. Not 100% sure on that one, but I guess we'll figure it out as we go.
All right.
And pretty much the same for me. Just kind of get some look CIS and stuff like that. And definitely a day I would like to play pro somewhere in Europe or here, whatever. And right now I'm taking business classes, so just kind of follow that. So wherever I'm going to go next year, I'll continue in business.
Cool. Well, tonight, big game, Canada-US. Yeah. Any predictions on the outcome of that one?
Canada's going to win for sure.
Got to go with Canada.
Yeah, I think you'd probably be drummed out of town if you picked anybody else but Canada, right?
Yeah.
Thoughts on the tournament so far? Have you got to watch much of it?
Yeah, I actually had a buddy that played for Team Russia when I played in Victo. He was actually, I lived with him, so that was kind of cool just to see him out there, shoot him a few texts, and he actually scored last night against, who did he play against?
Last night?
Yeah. Oh, Canada. Yeah. He played. Yeah, he was playing. He scored last night, but it was
called off.
Yeah, because of an offside.
The offside.
So then, I mean, I was looking at the game. Obviously, I was cheering for Canada, but then when I saw him score, I was pretty pumped for him. And then when they said no goal, then I kind of felt bad for him because he worked so hard to get there, and that kind of happens. But it is what it is.
Talking about offsides, Matt. So the goal that got called back against Edmonton.
Oh yeah, right.
Was that offside in your opinion? No.
It might have been. Which one? Power play one when yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because I got to tell you, I watched it back, and I know there's a few of us that have watched that back quite a few times, and it didn't really look offside to me. But you're the guy there on the ice, so
I would have went with the no offside call.
The thing was that the linesman didn't make a call, and then for like 5 seconds it went off. So at first I thought the puck was going out, and then I saw Matty shot it, and then I got really mad because we scored we're in a tight game, and then I was like, "What are you doing? Like that wasn't offside, It's just I didn't know if it was offside or not. I was just trying to get that goal. And I was like, let your linesman do the calls.
That's kind of what I said to the ref, and then he's like. I kind of started smiling. He's like, "You knew it was offside too." And I was like, "I'm not saying anything," but he's like, "Come on, it's my first offside call for a while. Like I've been reffing," so I was like, "Whatever, we'll just keep going, I guess."
So, what's the interaction with you guys on the ice, especially being leaders? You're the ones who are in the ref's ear most of the time when something happens. So, what's that experience like in terms of being able to talk, and how receptive to your conversations are they at times?
I mean, you gotta be respectful with them. I mean, especially because we got to talk to them often. Matty, you have to do it more often. But, if you start tripping and stuff like that, and then you're going to go ask for a call, why didn't he get a call? Well, obviously he's not gonna be on your side because you've been on his back all game. So, I mean, obviously sometimes you don't agree with what he has to say, but you kind of just have to go with it and just be like, look, this was what happened, and just kind of have they're a person too, so they make errors. So you just kind of have to talk to them and see what they have to say. And then you say what they have to say. And most of the time they'll be like, oh yeah, or sometimes they're not as receptive, but you got to be respectful to them. And most of the time, if they miss a call, well, then later in the game they'll give you a call and they'll come and see and be like, I got you or something like that. So.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of depends on the ref too. Like we play so much like in the same area, we get the same refs often, so you get to know them. And like some refs you can kind of not joke around with, but they know what you're talking about. Like if you're chirping, they'll kind of be like, "Hey, settle down. Like there's no need," or so and so. But yeah, different refs, you kind of have to like feel it out at the start of the year. But some are easy to talk to, and they'll understand. Like if they make a mistake, you can kind of tell them about it, and they'll be like, yeah, like I know where you're coming from. Like maybe later in the game, they'll give you a little bit of a break, but it's definitely easier to talk to them when they'll actually listen. So
okay, fair enough. So, a question here: how are the rookies fitting in with the team? Oh, you're a rookie, and there's a couple more there. So, Maddie, how about we turn it to you? How are the rookies fitting in on the team?
Oh, it's good. Usually every year. I know people say rookies, but it's easy to come in. Like this year we have a really good team. Like everyone's contributing, and not so much a rookie role. Like we have like a few rookies that'll step up and score big. Like Waugh scored last game, third goal, kind of get us back in it. And they're all fitting in well. Everyone gets along, and there's not a whole lot of vet rookie stuff going on, which is it's actually really good for a dressing room. So
yeah,
kind of like how that's going.
I know, I agree. I mean, obviously, like we've all been there coming in the league, and some older guys. When we come in, there's a lot of people who say, rookie this, rookie that you have to do. And I think this year we've been pretty good. Just, you're not a rookie, you're part of the team. And obviously, sometimes if it's the odd pucks that have to get picked up, well, the younger guys are going to go. And I mean, I think the vets been doing good too, just to help them out. Just help out unpack the bus or pick up some pucks and stuff like that. So, like Maddie said, some of the younger guys, I should say, have really stepped up and like he said, Roy scored a big goal. We had McCluskey that was a big part of the team at the beginning of the year, and now he's in St. John's, which is really good for him. Mm-hmm. And we're proud of him. But it's just we're a team, and we're not trying to divide anybody right now, and just trying to bond together, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, kind of goes with like if you have a bad rookie experience, like when you're coming into a league or something, you don't want it to be like that for anyone else. So you kind of with the treat people how you want to be treated kind of thing. So.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, some changes. I mean, with Carter gone and now Isaac is going to be out for the foreseeable future. Nolan kind of unsure what's going on with him for the next little bit, right?
Yeah.
So how does that change the team dynamic, and what are you concerned about it, or are you?
I mean, I'm not concerned. I mean, Boyer's definitely been really good for us, but we have another good goalie. Joe's really good, and he's been good for us lately. And for Kleski, we're all happy for him. He came here and he wanted to go play in the queue. And he said, by the time Christmas comes, I want to be there. So we can only be proud for him. And I think when someone goes down, someone picks up. So, like we said, Roy's been good for us all season, but he's been picking up since Kleski's been gone, I think. And, that's my point of view, I guess.
Good.
Yeah. It's definitely hard losing guys, especially injuries and all that. But we've been doing a good job. Like, we played short lineup the last couple of games, which was obviously tougher on the bodies, but we kind of call it empty the tank. You kind of play as hard as you can for that game, and we'll have the day off next day, like kind of recuperate. And our coaches and GMs are doing a good job of getting guys in and kind of trying to not replace those players, but fill the spots.
So the conditioning this year is a little bit different, right? Your mornings look a little bit different in the workout that you're doing. How much has that helped with the short lineups that you've been kind of experiencing the last
Definitely. I've been missing it actually because we've been on a break for so long. So coming back, I've been a bit winded, I could say, but it's I honestly like it. We work hard, but you can see in the game it really pays off. So at the end of the day, I don't mind putting in the work.
Yeah, exactly. Like we do a lot of skill stuff in the morning, and then we'll also do like beginning of the week more conditioning stuff off ice, and we'll do a little skate here and there. But it helps a lot, I think, especially like your own game, your personal game, and you get to work on those little things that not so much you you would usually do, and then we get to practice, and it's more like systems and working together. So I think that helps big time.
Awesome. Well, we're out of questions. If anybody's got any last minute questions, now's the time to get them in. So this has been good. This has been it's been a lot of fun. First one.
Yeah.
So I think it's before we went on air, we were kind of talking and what's this going to look like? How's it going to work?
Yeah.
The boys are a little nervous. Obviously we're all a little bit nervous, right?
Yeah.
But I think this is a fun format. If you liked what you saw, give it a thumbs up. Send your comments in. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see. If you have questions for other boys, part of the leadership team, so we're going to have more of them in. Let me know, and we'll make sure we incorporate those questions in. But if there's no other questions, guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come in.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'm sure our fan base is excited to see you get back on the ice whenever that's going to be. Hopefully it won't be an extended leave here.
Hopefully
Sooner rather than later.
Awesome. Keep tuned in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit your bell notification so you'll find out. And tomorrow night, Baking with the Rapids, Maddie MacKay version coming up. So
Learn
you'll
how
want
to
to
make some chocolate glazed donuts.
you'll want to be tuned in for that one. We'll see you guys later.